And so, since it is still early in the day, I believe, let's move on to afternoon now, but that's alright. But yeah, Sela is now ready for us to take on some more quests with her. So what do you say we go ahead and speak with Miss Sela, and we'll get this new set of bonus quests on the road. Let's go ahead and speak with Sela to take on our next Cardinal Virtue bonus quest entitled Safekeeping. Sela appears surprised, though not displeased, to see you. Hello again. If it isn't Shinji, loitering about the stairs just like any old day. And here I was worried that you had gone back to your world for good and I was too late. Well, I actually did, but what's going on? It's just that I've been thinking about the crystals belonging to the Warriors of Light. Oh, you mean those things that I gave to that one guy over in the cups? I hear they ended up with you after you lot defeated the Virtues. I assume you have Alberts as well? Oh, actually... Indeed, that does seem appropriate. His bond with Seto is deep and enduring. As for the others, I'd hoped you might be persuaded to leave them in my care. Why would you want them? It was only right that they, like Albert, should accompany you on your journey to set this world back on its proper course. Yet you now have a home you must return to, while the first is theirs. After all they did to keep it safe, they deserve to be here to see what its future holds. Yeah. Oh, don't make that face. I know it's a big decision, but it needn't fall entirely to you. There are others here who care for the Warriors of Light as much as you do, aren't there? Yes, indeed. Yeah, including Giat, who we helped out with the healer's path for the Cardinal Virtue. Yeah, and of course, this little Lalafell will drink you under the table and then some. Hey Giat, it's been a while. Ah! Now that's some damn fine ale! How many should I order for you? I know you ain't much of a drinker, so... 6? 7? Yeah, just as enthusiastic about alcohol as always. What? You want help decide the fate of Lamet's crystal? And the others too? Does this place have any bigger tankards? They'd probably be about as tall as you. Well, if you insist, Louis owes me drinks, plural, so I'll make sure he joins us. Maybe find Granson while I'm at it. You go on and wait with Sirig and Tainer. Order around while I'm out, you hear? And so away goes Giat and her massive mallet. And yeah, Sirig and Tainer are also here from the Attack Mage version of the Cardinal Virtue. Our other two members of the Cardinal Virtue saga are currently out and about, so let's speak with Sirig while we're here. Good to see you, Shinji. What did you say that has Giat so worked up? Well, let me tell you exactly what. The crystals, hey? That does sound like a conversation worth getting everyone together for. Did Luik really promise to pay for Giat's drink? That's a disaster in the making. Well, he's well off. At least I think he still is. I mean, if he's made peace with his family, not just hers, rounds for the lot of us. Might be that the lad has yet a few things to learn about coin and the scarcity thereof. Still, I'll not turn down his generosity. Go and tell the barkeep we'll be eating food and ale for the table. Fine, but please try to exercise more restraint. I'll not carry you back to the room again. Tainer, it seems like you and Sirig are not hitting it off on the right foot. And so, sometime later, yeah, Tainer's in a more jovial mood. And here come the remainder of our Cardinal Virtue allies. Here we are! How much of a head start did you get? Should I ask them to bring out the cask? I reckon we should hear Shinji out first. Yes, indeed, you should, grandson, who we helped out with the tanks version of the Cardinal Virtue quests. And then Lurik was our first point of contact as a melee DPS. We helped him out with his Cardinal Virtue quest too. So, you're telling me that the barmaid was one of Nilbert's companions? Not to mention the Shadowkeeper? And from a different world? That's laying it on a bit thick. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It certainly raises questions. Quite, such as how she retains her youthful visage. Not that. I had my suspicions about her. The other night I was at the counter quaffing my ale having a grand time, and the next I realized I'm outside without a guild in my name. And it ain't the first time. It could only be the power of the Shadowkeeper. And not that you didn't drink enough to fill a small army. If Shinji says it's true, I'm inclined to believe it. Which leaves us with the matter of entrusting the crystals to her. Yeah. She's right that this was Brandon's home, the others too. And it's home to their most important memories. Not all of them good maybe, but everyone they loved is laid to rest here. I agree. Nilbert belongs here. Arbert's crystals were settled in this world. Lemmet would want to be near. Renderay as well, I think. She'd want to be with her friends in the place that she loved. Well, at least we're all in agreement on how they should be entrusted. It seems we all agree. Indeed we do. A toast then to the Warriors of Lights! And that's more than one toast. Yeah, even Shinji joins in on the fun. But apparently Granson chose to take a powder. Drink up, on paying, and as bounty hunters, I expect you all to take proper advantage of that. I hate to disappoint, but I'm not much for alcohol. This juice looks nice though. Yeah, like, hold on. What's wrong there, Tainer? Oh, that's not... apparently that was not ale. Yeah, I think it may have been sleeping potion. Maybe even more powerful than the one that knocked out the Sultana at the end of A Realm Reborn. Anyway, these guys are all drunk and Granson may be dead. Well, this is a great start. How did you manage this? Twice the mess in half the time as normal patrons, I swear. Don't look at me, I'm not the one who was doing all the drinking. I overheard your conversation, by the way. Do you agree with your friends? Yeah, we came to a consensus. These crystals are yours, Story Keeper, or they would know best. Yeah, shall we? The legacies are safe with me, you have my word. Exactly. Now as for you guys... Yeah, here they all are. We somehow got them back from that artisan over in the cups. I don't know how we did it though. Thank you. Glad we could help. And hey, they're all shining again. Yeah, she's in a bit of shock. Yeah, you never got to witness this phenomenon for yourself, did you? I can feel them. Their memories. Quite a sight, isn't it? Why? Why, damn it? You're all just like Albert. I betrayed you, I manipulated you, and still... Yeah, 100 years is a long time to be able to find forgiveness.
You thought of me as a comrade, a friend, until the very end.
And she can't hold it in anymore. Yeah, pull yourself together there, Serig. So let's go ahead and speak with Scylla to complete this quest, now that the crystals belong to her.
We finally managed to clean up after you lot, for the most part. Perhaps next time we should set out on to Pollen. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you for entrusting these to me, and as long as I live, I will never stop sharing the true tale of the Warriors of Light, of my friends.
And with that, we'll take 895 gil for completing this quest. And you may think, well, all's well that ends well, right? The quest, The Hero's Journey, will now be made available. In order to accept it, you must have completed the Chronicles of a New Era quests, Fog Around the Clock, Fiendish Likeness, Day Effect Simulacrum, and a Demonic Duplicates. Let's go ahead and continue with the bonus quest here with Scylla by taking on our next bonus quest of the Cardinal Virtues entitled The Hero's Journey. Scylla is not finished with you yet.
Seeing the lot of you together like that, it reminds me of those old days. Albert and the rest drinking and bickering and laughing. Drove each other half mad at times, but there was never any question of who'd be there when the times got rough. Can't help but wonder, can I? If I had companions like that back home, could it have been saved? I'm not the only one who tried, though each of us stood alone. There was Uno Kalhai.
Yeah, we met. He was working with Elidibus at the time, or that nigh unpronounceable name sounds familiar, but yeah, we are familiar with this guy.
Yes, he too was one would-be savior of the 13th, and was spared his fated demise by Arcean devices. We spoke once after the destruction of our world. If the others could be saved, we thought, we yet had parts to play. What's he up to now that Elidibus is gone, though? I have no idea. Has he found himself a new role as I have? Or does he feel as adrift as we were back then? If you encounter him in the source, I ask that you help him find a way forward, just as you have helped all of us here.
I believe I can do that. In fact... yeah, as a matter of fact, back to the Rising Stones. And time to speak with Uno Kalhai again. Yeah, after Mathia helped him gain a sense of self, after claiming victory over the Warring Triad, yeah, take off your mask.
Well met, Shinji. What brings you here this day?
I wanted to tell you something.
Urianger did apprise me of your travels in the first, and what became of Elidibus at long last. But I was not aware that you were working with Silva.
Yeah, believe it or not.
I consider her a comrade of sorts, though our time together was short. Looking upon the twisted remnants of the world you tried to save creates a bond that few can understand. At that time, we spoke of what we could hope to achieve with our newfound immortality, and of our regrets. Though I then believed what had happened to be the natural result of my aging and experience, I now think that this was merely the least painful explanation I could offer myself. Silver is right. We ought to have sought each other out before it was too late.
So what's on your mind?
I would not make the same mistake again. With the Warring Triad gone, I am in need of a new purpose, but to seek it alone is folly. I should like to speak with Silva, assuming such a thing is possible. As I mentioned, she understands how I feel more than any other.
Yeah, there may be a way, or all I require is your soul. No, let's not creep him out. There may be a way. From personal experience.
You speak of the spirit vessel, correct? The means by which the Scions return to the source.
Oh, you have heard about that. Who told you? If I understand the principles at work correctly, then it was a near miracle that you succeeded in bringing them back without killing them. If Elizabeth is to be believed, however, my current state makes me something of an exception in matters of life and death. In which case, there is naught to be lost from making the attempt. Please say you'll help.
That we can do for you. Yeah, we need experienced spirit vessels, though. Where can we find one? Yeah, apparently we're going to go to a link show to find someone. So you may be wondering, it has to be Kryle, right? Or Matoya. But you're going to be shocked who walks in the door. Hey, Oriange, you're supposed to be with old Thancred over in Garlemald, because you two are supposed to be spying on what's going on with the collapse of Garlemald itself. How did you get back here so quickly? I pointed this out in the Final Fantasy XIV forums that this is kind of a continuity error. How is the Oriange here when he's supposed to be over in Garlemald? We're helping out Thancred. Yeah, I think Square Enix may have kind of flubbed this one. That should have been Kryle or Matoya walking through the door. Pray forgive the delay. Thou didst seek my counsel? Yeah. How did you get back so quickly? And also I need to tell you something. Aye, the gifts granted young Unlikeliest by Hydaelyn and the Ascians may prove a boon in easing the transition. However, I know not to what extent nor what might befall thy spirit should it be lost betwixt worlds.
Nevertheless, I know that this is my path forward. Please, Oriange.
Very well. If thou believest that thou shalt find new purpose in the first, I will do all in my power to see thee safely there. We shall be but a few moments. Mayhap a worthy tome might keep thee occupied while I perform the necessary magics? Of course. Take all the time you need there, Oriange. So yeah, find a decent spot to wait Oriange's turn. So yeah, just chill out here in the solar. Yeah, they won't let me sit in Minfilia's chair for whatever reason. And so sometime later, 'tis done. Pray God his vessel well. Unlikeliest is as I and the other scions were on the first, a soul with form yet no true body. Thus 'twas a simple matter to transfer him to the vessel using the self-same process as before. But whose blood was used? To withdraw his essence once he crossed the rifts ought to prove similarly straightforward. However, I fear that such an existence cannot sustain itself indefinitely. Look to the Ascians' example. Their persistent use of flesh and blood vessels surely hath cause. Be it danger akin to that which would have befallen us had we not returned to the source, I know not. But the time may come when the boy requireth a fully corporeal form. Should this come to pass, I trust that thou shalt come to his aid. Of course. For the moment, however, thou needst only convey the spirit vessel to Backlug. Farewell, both of thee. Yeah, now get back to Garlemald and help out Thancred. And so, off to the Cabinet of Curiosity. To find our old friend Backlug. Off we go. Trying to remember if Beck is on the first tier or the second tier. Oh, and okay. Yeah, there's also this Vista too. I mean, I don't need to necessarily use this, but I'll take it. Yeah, I forgot about that really quickly. So, up here is where we find Backlug conversing with Moran over some of the various tomes that are in here. Hey there, Beck. Back again, are you? I'm flattered that you've grown so fond of Norvrant, or I would be. But you have that expression you lot always wear when you're about to ask me for something. Guilty as charged. Can you help us out? Yeah, I need to tell you what's in there. You did what? After all the perils your friends faced, and the labors we undertook to return them to your world, you brought another soul across the rift? Have you no common sense? Nope, or it's fine, just work your magics, whichever. Yeah, we're completely unperturbed. Clearly. Nevertheless, for my own peace of mind, I'll assume you have a compelling reason for this. Removing Spear from Vessel will be easy enough, I suppose. However, it requires a few moments without your breathing down my neck. Also, your friend is unlikely to materialize with clothes on, so I'll doubt they'll want an audience. You should wait here. Perhaps take the opportunity for some self-reflection. I guess we can do that. Oh, very well. At least I tried. We'll find you at the Wandering Stairs directly then. And speak with Scylla. You want me to speak with someone? Very well. You've done the same as my request often enough. Yeah. But I think you'll be particularly surprised on who we're having to get you to say hello to. So, later that night. How long are we meant to wait for this friend of yours? I do have work to do, you know. Well, put last call on hold. Ah, here you are. Pardon the delay. It took some time to acquire robes of an appropriate size. Is this them? Yeah, as we continue to talk more. Yeah. It's very uncharacteristic to see Unlikeliest not wearing all white. Silva! Unlikeliest! Indeed it is I. Trust me, I can hardly believe that I am here myself. I should think so. When I sent Shinji to ask after you, it never occurred to me that you might be able to cross the rift without asking aid. And yeah, we can. No mysterious mask or lost your taste for subterfuge, I see. Yeah, I prefer that one. My choices and my reasons are my own now. If I'm to have faith in them, in myself, I cannot hide who I am. Good to hear there, Mr. Unlikeliest. Speaking of which, Unlikeliest was kind enough to fill me in, unlike some, and I was interested to hear of an erstwhile hero of the 13th serving libations at the Wandering Stairs. But that this hero should be you surpasses the scope of even my considerable imaginings. Like, she does what she can. Was that you, Agruna Licht? So long ago? Not so long to me or you, mayhap. Though I had thought I might at last put those days behind me. Yeah, an unexpected reunion. But perhaps this is for the best. They're not all bad memories. They never are. I should very much like to hear your story, should you be willing to share it. Yeah, we got all night. A world like this one had its share would be heroes, myself and Unlikeliest among them. Unlike you warriors of light, however, each was unaware of, or unconcerned with, our fellows. But to fight alone is to fall alone, and the insidious ether of the Orsight used to seal Primors corrupted once noble souls and turned them one by one to darkness. Even those who resisted this fate could not escape its consequences. No surprise perhaps as we continued to struggle in solitude. We were spared by Arcean machinations, but only as our world met its death. But what if that death could be undone? I was told that much of the first was consumed by light as all home was consumed by darkness, yet balance and life are being restored to even that scoured land they call the empty. If such a thing is possible, then why not the reverse? Could we not bring light back to the 13th? Even the Arsians consider the 13th lost, thus it was excluded from the rejoining. But what say you? You have a way of making miracles happen.
Yeah, anything is possible, or the world of darkness was not in a state I consider salvageable. But yeah, we got to see what the 13th looks like. Courtesy of 24-player raid.
That doesn't sound like an empty platitude coming from you. It was the same with Albert. Pardon the interruption, but I suggest a closer examination of conditions on the 13th before we form any conclusions?
Yeah. How about we go that safely? Or we could use a crystal tower to open a void gate. Because apparently that's something we can do. Yeah, can we do it in a confined space?
Have you lost your head? The crystal tower is not a toy, and you are not to use it to unleash great and terrible void sent upon this world. According to the records, there was a group who worked out how to open small void gates, through which to summon minor fell beasts and the like. Magics of that nature should work, though I am unsure if any with knowledge of the original technique yet live.
We know someone. Yeah, that sounds familiar, or there's one right over there. Yeah, I can help you out with that. Yeah, let me tell you who can help you.
How fortunate! Let us inquire with this tailor immediately. Yes, you do that. In the meantime, I already have means for peering into the depths of the void without endangering ourselves. Use these to contact me when you're prepared to open the gates.
Yeah, you got a link shell of your own?
We shall, at the very first opportunity, I promise.
Yeah, well, take your word for it. So, in order to complete this particular quest, we gotta go speak with Tainer. And let him know he has a new companion joining. Yeah, let me introduce you to someone.
It's always a pleasure, Shinji.
Hi, but who's your friend? I don't believe we've met.
We have not, as I'm not from this world. The situation is rather complicated, but I hope that you might be willing to assist me.
Yeah, let's introduce you to Unlikeliest and what he's all about and who he is. And so, sometime later,
it is true that we have the means to open such portals. We call them hollows, and it was through one of these that I was drawn into the rift. So it is possible! Not with my power alone. I understand the greatness of your need, and were Nearbird still at my side, I should be glad to make the attempt, but the technique required the combined force of our energies in resonance. If one person's magic is insufficient, perhaps I could assist. From what I can sense, our ethereal reserves are roughly equivalent, and our physical similarities suggest that our energies are not incompatible. I fear you underestimate the difficulty of the task. Nearbert and I were born for this, and even so, it took us years before our efforts were perfectly in step.
So what do we do?
I realize that it's a lot to ask considering that we just met, but could we not at least... Yours is the only such magic I've ever heard of, and we might be actually able to save my home. May I interject?
How so, Stella?
You will recall that the crystals in my possession preserve the memories of the former Warriors of Light, including Neilbert's in ethereal form. And Unlikeliest here has a particular talent for interpreting the minds and motives of ethereal beings, the primals. If I could apply the same principles to interpret Neilbert's crystal...
Sounds like we have an idea.
An experiment worth trying at the least. I'll fetch it.
Let's see what we can do. Yeah. This inquiry hangs in the balance with that crystal. Yeah, let's reach out to it.
Speak to me, Neilbert. Do his memories of training with Taina remain? They too had such strong sentiment with them.
Until sometime later. What have we got?
Taina, you should know that Neilbert desired nothing so much as to rescue you, his dearest friend. He held so fiercely to his memories of the technique you mastered together because he hoped they might be your salvation.
Yeah, it's something we came to know.
Oh, Neilbert, I won't let them go to waste. I'll do what I can to help see the 13th restored. Thank you.
I won't pretend I understand the half of what's going on here. Just keep them from running headlong into anything too dangerous, will you? Of course. Yeah, you can count on us. Nothing to worry about, so as long as you're around, I'm sure.
Wicked White, I nearly forgot. Our house doesn't orders to fill. You will know where to find me when you made progress with the gate.
And so as the plan is set out, we'll take 3,053 gil for completing this quest.